friends of Holistic World TV. This is Maytrelli Diaz, live from Seattle, in Kingston, Washington, saying the good news, sending regards to all the world, all the cosmic family around the world. Super happy to be alive today, trying to just focus on the positive things in life and just really trying to gather all the strength to keep going and go through this pandemic. Today, I am super happy to for the guest I have today. Recently, I met with Alfredo Culebro, and he is really a big box of treasures. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Alfredo. He's an entrepreneur and author of many inspirational books. He is also an international speaker and lecturer. He actually, right now, he's the CEO and founder of Alfredo Culebro Exponential Learning, a company that trains leaders around the world. Welcome, Alfredo. Welcome to Holistic Living today.
Well, thank you for the invitation, Maytrelli. It's an honor to be here with you and share a little of my time for your audience.
Thank you so much. My program is it's brand new. We this channel has 11 years on the air in the platform on Latin America, on the Spanish speakers. But this year we really think that we have to be encouraging everyone to be a little more global. So I am the newbie of this program, but I am really happy to try to just share about the good news. That's what I really care for. I wanna have guests that are opening up new challenges, new themes, and I'm really bringing awareness to the society right now. So I am super thrilled to having you. And I wanted to start with you, asking you, who is Alfredo Culebro?
Wow, this is a awesome question. Well, I'm a normal human being with a lot of failures in my life and the capacity to learn something about my mistakes. In some interviews ask me, what is your last mistake, your last big mistake? And normally it's like 20 minutes ago, because I am a machine to fail and just try to learn the lesson and go forward. That's Alfredo. It's a guy to try to make the difference in life. My mission is to elevate the financial, spiritual, mental and emotional IQ of the humanity. That's it. It's simple.
Well, friends of Holistic Living around the world, honestly, I have to say, I was reading about Alfredo. I couldn't believe how many achievements he has. And I wanted to speak a little bit about him because he has several books. He is an author of several inspirational books that I just like. One of those books, inspirational books, actually changed my life. And I was like really into the books that Alfredo has written. He has several, like This Has to Change. It's a book where he explains how to free yourself from the slavery that you have inflicted yourself in the job. Another one of this is How to Be an Entrepreneur. Your Life, My Miracle, where he relates about family experience and touches his deeply and shows through adversity. In several more books, ebooks, Alfredo has been graduated from the Universidad Panamericana, and he's an attorney. He has a diploma on accounting administration, and also at Panamericana. He has a master in neuro-linguistic programming. I mean, I cannot even tell you. He, as I was saying, is a big box of treasures. And how do you feel, Alfredo, really having the success that you're having in your life and not not using your career? You are an attorney. How do you feel with this change, and how did you ended up taking this route?
Well, I believe that all these achievements, it's part of the of the things that you need to do in life before you discover who you really are. And for me, 18 years ago, my second child passed away, and that's changed my life. I was a business owner, restaurants, some restaurants famous in Mexico, that it's Los Biscuits Obregon, in a franchise model. I try to help people in that way. But after I lost my second child, um, I start to understand that in my way, some people teach me that it's just money, just spiritual, just emotional, and I try to figure after Juan Pablo passed, what is the best way that I can put it all together. And obviously I start study, and I start to try to find the way. And I discovered that as a lawyer, as an attorney, I have the tools, exactly the tools to use in my entire life. That is the criteria. The criteria that I have right now, it come from that space, and I use it for any reason. Really, my thoughts and my intention in this life is serve others. That's my main thing. How can I serve more and more and more and more people? And I need to fight. I'll be very honest. I need to fight with my ego every 2 minutes. I need to fight with the things that my little voice that is inside of my head. They are telling me normally, no, this is not working, or no, you need to be in this way or in another way, or that all this garbage that we have in our brains, or in my case, I have a lot of that garbage, and I need to balance my life. That is the reason that I love to meditate. I do yoga. I do physical exercise. I try to take care of my food, my alimentation, and all this stuff. And the things that I discover is that the personal growth is a reflection of your financial and business growth. If you start to grow inside, you can project outside. But in my normally formation was in the other side. Is you need to be somebody outside to feel you find inside of you. And I discovered that this was a mistake. That's a liar that I I was believe in that moment. And right now, I was changed that thing, and in that space, magic things start to happen. People will start to come with us, and in that kind, we start to create tools for the people. That's the thing that I have is sometimes it's hard to teach the people the details, the minutia. If you start to create tools and you give the people the tools and they use the tools, either if they don't understand what is inside of the tool, that is magic. And my concern right now is how can we create more tools. I am part of the biggest company in the world, that it's Rich Dad and Poor Dad, that it's we changed the life for around 43 million people around the world in more than 180 countries. And and the idea is how to create the next tool, either in this crisis, financial crisis, emotional crisis, health crisis. How can we create these tools? And that's something that's my concern. How can in this interview and in this dialogue with you, Maytrelli, how can we create some tools that can help people? Either way, it's a nice time with you and me talking about Alfredo and all the achievement that he has. That's not really the essence that I like to transmit to the people. Is how can I give you something that you can use it, and after you can use it as a yoga. You can do yoga, and maybe you don't have any idea that you make alignment in your chakras and your chi and energy. Sometimes you just do yoga as like an exercise, and you change your mood level, and you feel great, and you feel happy, and you don't understand what is inside of the yoga. It's an ancient practice for thousands of years, and it's something that changed because you have the tool. That's really Alfredo. Alfredo is try to find the tools to help people in a financial way. I love the financial freedom, and I believe that we can have everything that we like, that we want.
That sounds wonderful. So basically, when I met you and when I read about you, I am so interested always in the holistic being, because
Right.
that's exactly what I discovered myself. You cannot be only one part of the being. You like, usually in society they are teaching you how to be a lawyer, and they want you to be a lawyer all the time, and then you are a little bit separated, you are a little bit apart. So do you consider that being a holistic being helps people to embrace themselves in a better way, to reach their higher purposes? Do you consider yourself a holistic being?
Well, I start laughing because I have my notes here for last week. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it's like my next task is holistic learning union. How can we create that union? And how can we be bigger than us? How can we be something bigger than us, but in all the spaces? And it's funny because you are saying about holistic, and I just open my notebook, say, okay, I have I have here my answer. Because if you start to understand the holistic, in my case, holistic learning union is how can we put it all our best practices. I don't care if you are Muslim or Catholic or Christian or Buddhist. I don't care. If we put it all these things in the same space and take the things that we need to share with the people with the only intention to give them tools, again tools, I believe the holistic will be amazing. The problem with the holistic is that 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 big that you don't do alone. You always need a team. That's the reason that I start to do it, because we have 500 coaches and leaders around the globe in 40 countries. That is my responsibility. 50 of them, and be part of the core team. And the only thing that we can do that is if you have a people that they are in the same space with different skills. And you can be yoga teacher, another people will be a tennis teacher, another be a golf teacher. That's great. The problem is the learning, and how can you learn things similar, and how can you make unity, sorry, of on all these people. That's for me, it's the main issue. If you understand that this life is a teamwork, a real teamwork. I'm a business owner. I have a companies around the world, well, in Mexico and the US, not around the world, Mexico and US. And my intention is how can we can create a great team, not just a group of people that say that, oh, we are just friends because we practice yoga. No, no, that's great, that's lovely, I admire that people. But how can we make a group of people that really will be a team, a people that try that like to have a winning team, not 4, 5, 6 stars that they like to brag alone.
You
This
mean
like.
separation? You what you want? Look, what I am understanding here is, today, to thrive also in financial life, you need to have a team. You need to like be really, try to like gather a team of like successful people. You cannot shine alone, and that's what happened in politics, because this is what people want. They just want to shine alone. And I can see that you are a trainer of leaders. You are really interested in taking the charge in like being a trainer of leaders, and having the responsibility of training the new leaders of the world, helping people, opening their awareness, opening the horizons to be more entrepreneur. That's a great success. So I'm just like super happy to learn about you and your team. People speak highly about this, but how can we, what do you want to say to the people with this pandemic and with this crisis? We still really don't know how all this lock up for a month it's gonna impact our lives. What would you say, and what's your perspective about COVID-19, and what will be the attitude to take for the people that are looking at this?
Well, you need to study. first, because I believe that it's a fake pandemic. I don't say that it's not a health a health problem. It's a fake pandemic that really has another things on the back, that is a financial crisis, an emotional crisis. If you analyze the real numbers right now, you can see that most of the people that it's in that situation, it's 80% is emotional, because we know that when our emotion is negative, our immune system goes down and you are more vulnerable. And if you are more vulnerable, you have more diseases. That's simple. It's a easy equation. And that's the thing. I don't I try to understand what I need to do right now, but really my vision is in 2 months, because after all these things go out in the new normal, that it's a normal but new normal way, all the people start to do exactly the same things, and that's something that it's not good, because if you don't learn the lesson, you make again the same mistake. And for that, I have some points that I was just write for another trainings and interviews that I like to share with the people. And that's the steps that you can follow. You can add whatever you want, or you can say that you don't like any of these points. That's great. But the idea is, use your brain, start to think what is the compromise that you take with yourself. And after that, you have the map. You right now, you need to study, you need to make a plan, and you need to take action. And again, study, make a plan, and take action. Most of the people, they like to take action, another is just like planning, and another is just like study. It's three. It's one, two, three, and start again. But the people is lazy and say, okay, well, sometimes, well. And I believe the first one, it's you need to uh, focus in others, in the people. If you start to think, how can you serve more people? If you really create a plan and take action, the money flow into your pocket. That's not a big problem. But you need to think really, how can I help others? How can I generate value for them? Uh, and in that space, you have some necessities, and all the people has necessities. And right now, we you have the opportunity to reach whatever you needed in the world. Right now, I'm in Mexico, you are in Seattle. Many of these people is around the world, and we are doing this only for free, very cheap. The systems are very cheap right now. And if you understand that thing, you start to create opportunities. You need to think in opportunities, not in problems, not in crisis or COVID or blah 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 blah. What is the opportunity? What is the opportunity? You start to cry. That's fine if you want, but I try to create a Kleenex, to clean your face. That's my thought right now. What is the opportunity? The other important thing is one step at a time. You need to go one day, but think in the next 3 days that you have in front. One day today, and think what is the next three steps that you need to know. And sometimes the media, sometimes the family, just put garbage in your brain, and your little boy start to say, well, but if this is true, this is not, because you are lazy. If you try to find the truth, not the fake news, if you try to find the good news, you can find it. But if you see the good news or the real news, they have, like, I don't know, 10,000 views. But the fake news, they have 2 or 3 millions.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's different. If you don't grow inside yourself and start to understand what is your mission, for example, in life. What is your mission? What is your why? Why are you here? Why are you living this pandemic? Why are you living this in this moment? If you don't do and don't understand that, you can go ahead. Work for money is the cheapest thing that you can do in life. If you work for money, you are working for nothing. If you are working for a dream, for a why, for something bigger than you, bigger than your family, you start to create great things. Money is cheap. I always repeat that. My dad teach me that phrase many years ago, and he was telling me, money is cheap. I was young and say, okay, dad, you have money, you have your life resolved. I need to create mine. And right now I'm oldest, not oldest, 47. But right now I understand the money is cheap. If my thoughts and my worries is about money, I'm cheap. If my worries is about my family, my help my community, help my school teachers, help my students, that's great. In that moment, you start to grow. And the things that you need to, in my case, to learn in this time is how can I learn? How can I grow? How can I help?
That sounds really, really on point right now. I always try to help inspire people into just look at your own life. This is such a really a small time frame of life. We have maximum what 90 100 years, that if you really can do that, but we have such a short time frame to live, and then we are wasting our time in doing other things. This is important for people. They need to really look inside and find the highest purpose and how to help. I feel if today we can all start thinking, how can I help my community, how can I help my country, how can I help the world with my work, then we all will be working just in a big global family. We can have more synergy, we can be interdependent, and then the world will be moving forward. But that is what I've been researching about you. And if we can see, I can see 5 or 6 books that you have here. It's
Yes.
amazing. This has to change how to be an entrepreneur. And Adrian is gonna be displaying here the pictures of your books,
Thank you.
ebooks. I mean, you partner up with different people, divergence. You have so many good information to share about people. How do you feel with your job inspiring people in this time, and how that makes you feel, and what are your next steps on after this pandemic?
I feel in debt with the world because I know that I can do more. But I'm a human being and I have fear, my own fears. And if I be very honest with you, and thank you for all the research that you was doing, some of these things I don't remember, but thank you. It's I need to make more, bigger and faster, bigger and faster. My idea right now for the next steps in this pandemic is how can we create a global organization that can create unity. No, it's not about language, it's not about culture, it's about health, financial health, spiritual health, mental health, physical health. And I believe that if I lose my life in that space, or doing that thing, I believe that at that moment I pay my debt, because I feel that right now that I'm in debt. I need to make more effectively. One of my markets is the Spanish world. That's my responsibility in this global organization that we have. And I believe that our people around the world, our people need to wake up. That is a wake up in different spaces, and we need to take the responsibility of our own lives. One of the best things that you start to finish with the poor people is help one and help him. Don't be poor people. And when I say poor people, it's not about money, it's about different things: spirituality, mental, financial, obviously, physical. And that's something that's like my dream, and the dream for the people that we are working on this. And that's the only thing that I was thinking. I have another three awesome kids, and you have one Superman. I know him, and I like to create the space for them, just to live the life that I don't live today. And and after my second kid passed away, I promised him that all mornings I try to do something that uh, he feel pride of his dad. And I'm in debt because sometimes I quit, sometimes I cry, sometimes I have fear. Maybe the people always see me in media and I'm happy and I open, and yeah, I'm a positive guy. I'm a guy to try to study a lot, to try to meditate, be grateful all days, uh, take care of my health, make my journal all days. I have a companies just for education and MLM companies to help people on that. But I feel in debt because I quit sometimes. And if when you start to be honest with you start to grow. And I believe that when I'm honest with myself, I'm growing. And that's something that I like it, because when I start to grow, my life is in the middle of the chaos, perturbation. When I feel that I'm everything is fine, everything is going good, something is wrong. Because when you are in chaos, when you are crazy, when you are when you are in that pressure, you are moving, and when you are
You're
moving,
growing.
you are growing. And that's my responsibility. I'm a normal human being that, as I tell at the beginning, I have a lot of failures and mistakes, and that's my best teachers. That's my thoughts right now.
And we all really just always doubting. I mean, we are always kind of the judge, the worst or the best judge of each other, of ourselves, is yourself. So in these times of transition, in these times where people really, you can get frustrated, you can get anxious, you can get fear of the unknown. I love to take this advice of Alfredo, and he has so much to say about in his books. So I invite people to go search about him. Um, do you want to share about your projects? What are the projects that you are sharing in this time? I know you have several books. You have a website where people can train. How is that you are teaching these days? How did you find these tools, and what are the best tools that you consider for training leaders?
Well, I believe that everybody can find me in Facebook as Alfredo Culebro Oficial in Spanish, and we have a lot of resources there, and we have a lot of things there, programs and interviews with the great people, masters, and but I believe that right now you need to follow like essential rules. Rule number one is you need to be in communication. Don't be isolated. Don't be, you need to communicate with your family, with the people, with the world, because with this situation, you need to understand your tribe, the people that is around you. If you have some problems, just resolve the problems and start to have great interaction. If you start to have a great interaction with the people, you start to grow. You start to understand how they feel and how you feel. That's number one. The communication is key. Number two, be very generous with the old people. For example, right now I'm in Mexico, and one of our cars is outside, and really we don't drive right now. The car is just parking. But every 5 days, some small kid come and say, "Can I wash your car?" And my answer always is yes, because you need to help them. I just be very clear. In Mexico is different than in US or Canada or around the world. uh, I have this experience that really changed my mind and blow my mind. In Mexico, it's very common that the people sell their own product, fruits or whatever they do on the streets. That's normal. Or they have like a tacos store on the street. No, that it's amazing.
My favorites.
Yeah, but right now, you need to be on your house. And I tried to interview one of these guys. Say why this guy was selling watermelons. And I say, why you don't be at your home? And he answered me with the real problem in this crisis, that is a financial problem, not emotional problem and not a health problem. It's a financial problem. And he answered me and say, okay, I have two options. If I go in my home with my kids, I die because we don't have any money to eat. If I be outside, I have the risk to die for the coronavirus or the fake coronavirus. What he asked me, what did you do in my position? Oh my God, it's like I fight on the streets for my family. That's the war that nobody is talking about. That's something that the people is not really conscious. They need to understand that they need to be in communication in the best way. They need to take care of the people that love either you, and after that you need to share with more people your experience, with more people your positive thoughts, and don't believe everything that it's in the media. Just you need to have some education, analyze, and invest time in your brain, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul. I believe that it's a combination. I love meditate. I was in a retreat in the middle of the desert for 20 days, no communication, alone, and that's amazing. That's amazing because I love to make a meditation. A long time meditation. Lungos meditation was amazing, but at the same time, I need to produce money to maintain my family. That's the balance that we need to find. That's the balance. It's a lot of work. You need to find the equilibrium in your life. And that's my thoughts.
Exactly. When I am here, and honestly, I have to say to our friends, I start this project 7 years ago with Mundo Holístico, and my intention was to just show the people in Mexico and in South America other places. There are other options. You can expand your horizons. You can see other things. But when I am here, my thoughts were what can I do to help the people that are there that maybe don't have access to more information, or maybe people that have access to all the normal information that really you for people it'll be hard to know which news are right, which news are fake, which news are manipulated. So this is kind of like my gift in my work for people, to bring good news, to bring people that are on point on their thoughts, on their work, and they are trying to inspire people to just open up and see other reality, find inside what you really want, what it is going on. And it breaks my heart when I am here, and I just, because I live in a place where all the women are doing the tortillas, like people, it's the market, you can go outside and you can buy quesadillas here, you can buy tacos there, you can buy everything. I just think, what are they going to be doing now? In like, they cannot really have a job. Like some of us, we can survive in one way or another, but really my thoughts are, how can we do as a global community to help support each other and to really stop being those the crabs, like that metaphor about the crabs. Yes. Like the crabs that are pulling each other. And in Mexico it is like that. Crabs will like drag down so you cannot jump over the board. But no, we need to change that mentality, and that's what I'm just really excited about talking about other people work, about other people that wants to inspire people and find a way. Sometimes you have a holistic mind, or sometimes you have a more like technical mind, or you have more like a like artistic mind. So my inspiration is to speak to everyone, find your way, find what it really moves your life, and how can we just really change. I am hoping that after this transition we can all work as a global community. And I am so grateful to meet you, to meet your team, to see all the achievements that you are helping people with. And I'm just really glad to have met you. So what would you say to friends all over the world that are feeling a little bit insecure and doubting themselves, that how can they come out of those? You have experience with this. What would you tell them?
Well, it's easy. Celebrate all wins. And if you celebrate all wins, that means that if you wake up, celebrate. If you have your wife, celebrate. If you have one tortilla, celebrate. That's something that the people it's not very love to celebrate things, because it's like, oh, it's my ego. No, it's your ego. Your ego project different things. When you celebrate all wins that you have in day, imagine your life, you celebrate 5 or 6 times a day. Say, okay, I have this interview. Yeah, I did it. I don't have any idea that I need to speak English. Really, I believe that will be in Spanish. That's a celebration. Yes, because I don't speak very well English. My English is like Tarzan. Wow, you can do it, Alfredo. Right? That's celebration. Other celebration is that maybe you go to the restroom and make pee pee, poo poo. Nice. That's celebration.
You're healthy, you can do it. Like you
Yes,
don't need you don't need support of any machine, or you don't
or
need to be
something
a
like that.
doctor, or you don't, are not striving for that.
That's something that will be a fashion in your life. If you celebrate all wins, all mornings. I was with you like I don't know, 5 or 4 days, 4 days ago,
Mm-hmm.
and you was teach me some meditation, and your kid was on the back, just like Superman dressing, and you was worried and say, no, this is a blessing. I love Superman. Really, my attention, and I be very honest with you, and I say this on air. My attention is not in the meditation that you was doing, or this exercise that you was doing. That's amazing. My attention is in my meditation about that you are a mother that take care of the small kid, that they have hope and they have dreams to be some superhero, and that's something that the humanity needed. That's the most important and impressive things that I learned from you. And maybe you don't have any idea of that, but my brain is always thinking, what is the lesson on the back? What is the lesson? Is your kid, is a beautiful kid there, and you was like, oh, well, I'm the teacher, I try to teach that. That's not really the issue there. I learn more of this space, more about you, more of the kindness that mother that you are, more of the human being that you are. Yeah, I love your exercise, I love your meditation, but really, that is a small thing around the things that I learned from you. That's the deal. When the humanity start to understand that it's not the money, it's not the fancy car. I love the money, I love the fancy car, I have one. I don't fight with that. But my brain is, how can I analyze the real thing that it's inside. What is the matrix? What is the paradigm matrix that we need to understand? In the holistic way, we can start to share it and understand it. That's my brain. My brain's trying to find that kind of things. Right now, we start to talk about the real thing, because the first 30 minutes it's about your winnings, about your Alfredo, but that's, for me, it's fine. But the truth right now is the things that I learned from you. I learned that you are a mother. I don't know you. I don't know either your work, but I understand what is your motivation. And you was telling, well, after one year, sorry, before 1 year, I was with my kid, and right now I try to make different things. That's the intention. That's something that changed the world. That's the advice for the people. Take care for the things that really matter, and make all the other things to help that things that matter. Work as crazy, study, make a plan, take action, fight in the streets, fight in the website, fight in the media, fight wherever you need to fight, but for the right reasons. 90% of the people, they don't understand what are their own reasons. My reason is my family. That's my reason. My reason right now is my employees. My reason right now is my clients. My reason right now is how many people I can touch. To my intention is to be a mirror for them. Blah blah blah. I don't like to say, "Oh, Alfredo, that's wow." That blah 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 blah. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable. Really, I'll be very honest. When if I if I am your mirror, if I have the power to put the mirror in front of your face and tell you, Maytrelli, the most valuable thing that I learned from you was your kid on your back, dressing like a Superman with hope. I learned that whole human beings, they like to be hero for somebody. You are the hero of your kid. You are the superwoman, the super mom. How can I make myself a Superman for my kids that it's 20 right now, 15, and the other one is 11? How can I be that inspiration for that? And that's the way that I celebrate. In that moment, I start to understand what is life. How can I help more? And how can I make more money? And how can I make better yoga classes, or teaching classes, or jazz classes, or football classes, or whatever you need it, or whatever you want. That's the thing. How can you discover in the people what are their skills, and give them the tools to help them again and again and again, and change the way that they think that the problem is the pandemic, that the problem is the COVID-19. The problem is a financial problem. That's the problem. The problem is that people don't take care of themselves. It's easy to say, government, give me 12,000 or 600 US dollars because I am an employee. That's a loser mindset. How can I take care of myself and change the things inside of me? I take the 600 US dollars. I take the 12,000 US dollars that give me the government. That's not bad. But the problem is, how can I take the wheel of my car and say, I am driving my life, not another people? That's the tools that we need to create. That's the energy that you need to create. Celebrate all wins, all days. Give you that energy, that power. Really, I'll be very honest. The first 30 minutes is like, wow, okay, that's another interview. Right now, Maytrelli, we are talking about how can we help? How can we help? How can we impact lives? How can we put it our soul in front? And that's the lesson that I learned from you. That's the lesson I learned from you last Saturday or Sunday when we have our first interview. That's magic, because right now I can share with the people. Guys, everybody, I share from Maytrelli that everybody needs to be a hero. Now you need to decide. You like to be the Princess Leia, Star Wars, and create a legacy, or you like to be a Wonder Woman that is just one. In my case, I try to be Leah because I like to create a legacy, teach more people, help more, improve them to be better than you. I don't like to be Wonder Woman. That's fine. If you like it, that's fine. But in this space now, that's the thing that I need to share with the people. The life always give you the tools in front of your eyes. I don't have any idea why I can see. I was seeing your kid in that interview, either in our interview. Right now, I understand. I understand that thing. That's the message. That's the magic of the human being. It's always a lesson. And the lesson in this space, and thank you for the invitation, and I'm excited. The lesson for the invitation on all this space is that your kid give me the lesson. We need to be a hero for somebody. Take care of that. Take care of your life. Make everything that is in your effort and your space to help the other guy. Give hope, but not lie. Give hope, true hope. Give tools, and we can start to change maybe 2 people. If we change one in this conversation, if we change one, that's amazing. I say something. When I change one, and I do programs with 1,000 people or 3,000, I do in stadiums 20,000 people. I do that kind of trainings, and I always say, if one people change in this time, my kid that passed away 18 years ago stay alive in my heart, because I have something that feel proud of myself. Say, okay, you changed one life. That's my. I don't know how many people is there seeing this program, but my goal is one. Your kid changed my life. That's something that it's important. That's the tool that we need to give the people, the capacity to analyze the minutia and think global, macro, micro, nano. Again, global, macro, micro, nano, and you start to make all these things, put it together like in a puzzle, and say this piece is in this space, this piece is in this space, and in that space, you win, and I win. And your kid, I know that you come back your home and you can see your kid dressing this Superman dressing, and you start to think, oh my God, that's the lesson, that's the tool. My kid is the tool in that example. Thank you very much, Maytrelli.
Thank you, Alfredo, for bringing this up. I honestly believe that this world really needs to look at that. Look at just have quality time with your family. Enjoy your life, because really we are living, but we are dying. So I like to remember, like, this day is the last day of my life. I always say, enjoy the first day of the rest of your life, but enjoy it. Do whatever you're going to do. Really, like, celebrate that. And in that we are alike. My teacher, Osho, always say, permanent celebration, and that's what I try to do. I really just, I've been a dedicated mother for 5 years. I have the best time of my life, really nesting and just paying attention to my son. This time he knows what is a zombie apocalypse. He knows what people is doing. He knows, how to create a garden. We tell him, like, so he's so advanced, I cannot even tell you. So we are totally thrilled of having a little bit of opportunity in our lives to create a change. But this world needs us. The world needs everybody to take action, to change your life for good, to have more sustainable ways, and to just really make a change in your life deeply and in your community of how we are gonna change this. Because after this is just, I feel this is the beginning of just the first call of an emergency. And I have hope. I really feel hopefully people can start changing. I don't have hope in politics. I don't have hope in the government. Those things are just going to be always like that. But I have hope in the people. And that's why I am doing this. I have hope that you, friend, wherever you are, you're going to be really taking command of your life, like Alfredo and like many of the leaders in his group and all over the world. We need to take action. And I am super, super grateful of having this opportunity with mundolistico.tv, holisticworld.tv. I am super grateful for the opportunity again to, speak my voice and allow people to just come in here, share what they have, because sometimes you can hear, you don't hear very good or very closely your parents, but you might hear some other person. You might hear your mentor, or you might hear your teacher, or you might hear somebody else in the world. And honestly, for me, life is so precious, and this earth is so precious. Please stop doing the wrong choices, and let's just start working together as a global community. So I am super grateful to have you, Alfredo. We have the last 5 minutes. What do you want to say to the people around the world? We're going to be just really going on a stream online. What do you want to tell them?
Well, I just wanna say thank you to have the time to listen this space, because the most important asset that the human being have is time. Time is a not renewable resource, and for me, it's just thank you. If you learn something, share with us what do you learn. Share with the people what do you learn. It's the same. I am learning right now. I am learning from your kid. What is the name of your kid, by the way?
Sol.
Son. Okay, that's
Sol Ometeotl. And I'm going to tell you why Ometeotl is important for me, because Eteotl, it's come from a Nahuatl name that means divine duality made unity. Unity, divinity or God, Teotl, God. So divinity, divine duality made unity, and that's his name. So
I don't have any idea.
he's my teacher.
Either mine. Right now, either mine. That's that. My last words for the people is thank you to support my poor English. Thank you to open your ears to understand something that is not my words. It's the echo that my words or my trailing words do inside of your or your human being. That's something. When you finish this program or this interview, and you will be alone with yourself, ask what is the lesson, what I need to learn, when you ask the same questions 101,000 times a day, you start to understand what is the ways that you need to follow. Listen to you. I believe that most of us, we are ready to hear things outside of us, but the most important advice is inside of you. Education means take out take out something that it's inside of you. That's education. Educare, from Latin. And you use your mentors, you use your teachers, you use your advisors. I have advisors, teachers, lamas. One of my best lamas, Geshe Michael Roche, it's one of my lamas, Buddhist lama. They just give you the tools, that is words that you need to use to discover the truth. They are not the truth. You are the truth, but you need to send somebody that has a better mirror, a big mirror, and you can reflect the idea and take it away. Say, okay, this is the lesson. Okay, this is the lesson. Like soul. What is the lesson? I try to find what is the lesson in the soul mirror. Say, okay, that's it. That's it. And I tell you something. Tomorrow I start to understand, and I start to talk about this world needs heroes, leaders, teachers. That's my lesson. That's the reason I am in this program. That's the lesson I met you 5 days ago. And I start to create I can create a complete program about how can you be the hero in your own life. That's the thing that you need to learn. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the invitation.
I love that. I love that my son was your inspiration, and thank you so much for having, like putting aside a little bit of time for us and just to share with me and with the new public that I am putting this out. The time is to find the good news. The time is to find a new way that works for you, that helps the earth, and that doesn't affect others, and that doesn't affect earth. Change your job, change your visions, change your ways. If something is good for you and it's good for your community and it doesn't affect earth, then go ahead. But if something that you're thinking it's affecting Earth, then please change, because the Earth is the only home we have right now. So thank you so much, everyone around the world. I know that we are starting in a new wave of awareness and consciousness. I have hope. Thank you so much, Alfredo.
You're
I
welcome.
send you a cosmic hug wherever you are. And thank you so much for being here today. See you next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Seattle time and 5 p.m. Mexico City time. Thank you so much, friends. And until next time.